Okay, good day. So let's have this example, an example for combined stress, that is the axial plus bending. Okay, for example, we have this cantilever beam 1 meter long, loaded as shown. So the beam width is 100 millimeters and a depth of 200 millimeters. So we are required to compute for the maximum tensile stress and the maximum compressive stress. Okay, so this is an example for combined stress. How do we compute for combined stress? That is, let's say, in terms of sigma, that is, let's say, positive or negative axial stress, that is the force over area. Then positive or negative, or that is plus or minus, the bending stress, general formula, this is MC over I. Or since we have a rectangular beam, we may use the 6M over BD. Let's say that is 6M over BD squared for a rectangular beam. Alright, so we go back on our beam. So we have an inclined loading that is 100 kilonewtons. With respect to vertical, it is acting at an angle of 30 degrees. So since it is inclined, let us consider its two components and how those two components affect the beam. Let's say its horizontal component will be to the right, and its angle is 30 degrees. So the horizontal component is, let's say this is 100 sine of 30 degrees. If we are to do summation forces horizontal, to compute for the horizontal support reaction of the cantilever beam, obviously, the horizontal reaction is the same as 100 sine of 30 degrees. So what is the effect of this horizontal component? The 100 sine 30 degrees. Basically, it is acting as an axial tensile force. So an axial or a positive, when it comes to sign convention, if we have a tensile force, we assume that to be positive. Okay, so for our combined stress, the value of P is equal to 100 sine of 30 degrees. Let's say this is in terms of kilonewtons. So this is a tensile force, let's say, under tension. So which means we don't have a compressive axial force for this problem. Okay, then next is, we are to consider the other component. The other component of the 100 kilonewtons. So we are to consider its vertical component. That is, let's say, we have 100 cosine of 30 degrees. This vertical component, I will give a moment. What is the magnitude of that moment if we are to do the summation of moment at the fixed support? That moment is the same as 100 cosine of 30 degrees. The lever arm or the length of the beam is 1 meter. So we have that magnitude of the moment is equal to, we say 100 cosine of 30 degrees kilonewton meter. Okay, so again, if we are to do the summation of moment at the fixed support, the moment reaction at the fixed support will be a counterclockwise moment, the same magnitude as this one. That is equal to, we have 100 cosine of 30 degrees kilonewton meter. If we are to observe these two moments at both ends of the beam, it will give a negative bending moment to the beam. So on the right end, so we have a clockwise moment. Because of this vertical component, the 100 cosine 30 degrees, and the moment reaction at the fixed support is a counterclockwise moment. So this is a negative bending moment that will bend the beam upwards. Alright, so the beam will experience two stresses. So all fibers, let's say this red line is the neutral axis. All fibers above the neutral axis will experience tensile stress, and all fibers below the neutral axis will experience compressive stress. So that is for the bending stress. So what is the magnitude of the moment for our combined stress? The magnitude of the moment is equal to the 100 cosine of 100 is 100 cosine of 30 degrees kilonewton meter. Okay, so we are to use this components. Okay, the axial force P, 100 sine 30 degrees kilonewtons, that is a tensile force, and the moment, that is 100 cosine of 30 degrees kilonewton meter. So solving for the requirements, we have first, this is for letter A. We are computing for the maximum tensile stress developed in the beam. So we have this is, let's say, sigma. Take note that we don't have an axial compressive force. So therefore, we are just to consider the axial tensile force, that is positive. The force divided by the area. And again, since we are computing for tensile stress, we are to consider the positive bending stress. That is, or the tensile bending stress. That is the plus MC over I. So computing for the maximum tensile stress, we have sigma. What is our tensile force? That is 100 sine of 30 degrees. That is in kilonewtons. So let's say we are multiplying 1,000 newtons to be in newtons. Divided by the cross-sectional area of the beam. That is 100 millimeters wide, 200 millimeters deep. That will give a unit of square millimeters. Then, for the bending stress, we are considering the positive bending stress for tension, that is plus. The magnitude of the moment is 100 cosine of 30 degrees. This is kilonewton meter. We are multiplying, let's say, 1,000 squared for the unit to be in newton millimeter. The value of C for this beam, what is the value of the C for a rectangular beam? That is basically the distance from the neutral axis to extreme fiber. For a rectangular beam, that is simply half of its depth. Let's say this is 100 millimeters. So this will be the value of C. So the value of C for tension is 100 millimeters. Divided by the moment of inertia of a rectangular section, that is the BD cube over 12. A base of 100, a total depth of 200 cube, this is divided by 12. That will give us a unit of millimeters raised to 4. Computing for the maximum tensile stress, this is 100 sine of 30 degrees multiplied by 1,000 to be in newtons. Divided by the area of the beam is 100 by 200. Then this is plus. The moment is 100 cosine of 30 degrees. Then multiplying 1,000 squared for the units to be in Newton millimeters. Multiplied by C. This is 100. Divided by the width of the beam is 100. The depth is 200. This is the moment of inertia. Raised to 3. Divided by 12. But again, since it is rectangular, you may use the 6m over BD squared. So we have the maximum tensile stress is equal to 132.404. Unit analysis, if you are to do unit analysis, Newton or newtons per square millimeter is the megapascal. This is the maximum tensile stress developed in the beam. And that is at the fixed support of the beam. And we are considering this extreme fiber at the fixed support. So this is the maximum tensile stress. So acting on the extreme fiber on the top of the beam. Then for letter B, We are computing for the maximum compressive stress. So that is the same as we have the sigma. Take note, we don't have a compressive axial stress. We have only a positive, or we have only a tensile axial stress because of this tensile force. That is, so therefore, we have only P, positive P over A. If we are computing for compressive stress, we are to consider the compressive bending stress. So we are to use a negative sign. So this is minus the MC over I. So almost the same values as the maximum tensile stress. The same as these values, all we have to do is change the sign of the bending stress. So you have now the sigma. This is 100, a sine of 30 degrees, 1000 newtons. Cross-sectional area of the beam is 100 by 200. That will give us a unit of square millimeters. To have a compressive stress, we are to consider the negative bending stress. That is minus 100 cosine of 30 degrees divided by 1000 newtons. I square this value, or that's 1000 squared for the unit to be in newtons millimeter. Then the value of C for compression, that is for the extreme fiber below the neutral axis. So for rectangular, obviously it is the same as D over 2. So the same as 100 millimeters. That is equal to as for the value of C. So the value of C for compression for the bending stress is the same as the 100 millimeters. This is divided by the moment of inertia, 100. Depth is 200, divided by 12. So we have to do is edit our previous input. We have to do is change the operation between the two terms. So this is a positive a positive axial stress and a negative bending stress. So we have, as you can see, we arrive with a negative sign. So that is a compressive stress. So we have the values now equal to sigma is equal to negative 127.404 megapascal. So this is our answer for the maximum compressive stress. And where do we find this maximum compressive stress? That is the extreme fiber at the fixed support. So this is, let's say, the location of the maximum compressive stress. So for this example, this will be our solution and answers.